Hey, where your fucking training wheels at? Where they at?
Oh God, there he goes promoting that flashlight again. Guys, and the reason I do is because it's rugged, it's durable, reliable, and you never need batteries because it's powered by the sun. What? You don't have the sun in your area? Then just plug it into any electrical outlet and then it serves as a portable power bank where you can not only have light to light your way, you can charge up your cell phone from 0 to 100%. And you got all these cool lighting functions. Your discount is in a link in the description below. Grab a couple of them.
If you're not doing your own thinking, there are people who are more than happy to control your thoughts and do your thinking for you. And that's why you see a whole bunch of people voting for Team R, voting for Team D. Let's get rid of Liz Cheney. Let's put somebody else in there. Liz Cheney's a rhino. And I agree. Liz Cheney is not conservative by any stretch of the imagination. She is the daughter of a clear war criminal. And then you got Dan Red Flag Law Crenshaw supporting Liz Cheney and saying, you got to vote for her. She's got backbone. She's got integrity. She's got character. Well, it would take somebody who doesn't have backbone and integrity and character to actually say that Liz Cheney has all three. And I got a serious problem with anybody who's going to come near our Second Amendment rights, because if somebody does, they are clearly your enemy. If anybody on any level, to any degree, comes at you and tries to make anything, I don't care what they call it, gun control regulation, gun safety program, gun safety act, gun safety policy, stamp out gun violence, I don't care how they package it. If they want to take anybody's guns or make you pay more for ammunition or violate your rights in any way, it's called an infringement in the Second Amendment. They are your enemies. They are clearly your enemies. And when I come up with that, I think it's Orwell who said, it's easier to deceive the masses than to convince them that they've been deceived. Whether it was Orwell or not, it doesn't matter to me. Is it true? Is it easier to convince the masses or deceive the masses than to convince them that they've been deceived? For the most part, yeah, that's what I've seen. That's what I've experienced in the short time that I've lived on this earth. And here's an example of this. This lady says, I am a gun owner who was on the fence about Beto. But after hearing him speak, I am 100% on board with Beto as our governor. This is an example, ladies and gentlemen, of it's easier to deceive the masses than to convince them that they've been deceived. As though she's going to listen to a politician and that politician's going to tell her the truth. Listen to this.
I am a gun owner who was on the fence about Beto, but after hearing him speak, I am 100% on board with Beto as our governor. And coming from
not 5%, not 50%, not 79%. She is on 100% on board with Beto as governor. What's a governor? It's a slave master. It's a plantation owner. He will have authority over my life. I am voting for somebody to tell me what to do. I am voting for somebody who's going to set into motion laws that will penalize me if I disobey them. I'm 100% on board with Beto. He's not coming for our guns. Listen.
From a conservative town and a very conservative family, I still have people in my ear that fear-mongering. He was coming for our guns.
Fear-mongering. Fear-mongering. Hey, did you know that Beto's coming for your guns? That's fear-mongering. No, that's just truth, because Beto's coming for your guns. Beto has made no bones about it. He's coming for your guns.
And I very much bought into it. I heard tonight Beto, out of his own mouth, say that he wants to protect our Second Amendment, but have...
Listen, there's nothing more humorous, at least that I've heard in the last day or two, that Beto O'Rourke is there to protect your Second Amendment rights. Can anything be more laughable?
Reasonable and responsible gun legislation.
Reasonable and responsible gun legislation is going against your Second Amendment rights. What is gun legislation? They're laws. What are laws? Laws are the opinions of politicians backed by the threat of force. What do laws do? They do two things. They take away your rights and they take away your money. When somebody comes up, when they craft gun legislation or gun control policy or gun safety regulation, what they're doing is limiting your access, limiting females' access, limiting trans, limiting homosexuals, limiting men, limiting minorities from reaching out their hands to get a personal protection device because Beto O'Rourke put legislation in the way as an infringement for you to reach out your hand and get that personal protection device. Or ammunition. We're going to raise ammunition 50%, 100%. Then you won't be able to afford to put those rounds in that, what do they call it? A high capacity magazine. Somebody corrected me on that. I kept calling it a high capacity magazine. 30 round magazine for an AR-15 or a AK-47 or whatever is a standard capacity magazine, but they want to make it sound scary. It's a high capacity magazine. So the laughable part about this is Beto's not coming for your guns. He doesn't want to take your guns away. That's fear mongering. And I bought into the fear mongering. Guess what, lady? That's truth.
And that he wants to prioritize the lives of children. Seeing firsthand his passion, I'm completely sold, and I want to do whatever I can myself to make sure that he gets elected.
I am completely sold. I'm 100% on board with Beto O'Rourke. That was easy. I believe the politician. The politician spoke something out of his mouth, and I took it to be 100% true. I am on board with Beto O'Rourke. He is not here to take your AK-47s and your AR-15s. Oh, wait a second. What's this?
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
Hell yeah, we're taking them. But she was convinced that anybody who told her that Beto's coming for your guns is fear-mongering. She literally said that. I have people in my ear that fear-monger that he was coming for our guns. Isn't that what he said on the national debate stage, lady? This is how easy it is to deceive the masses. And it will always be. Unfortunately, it's our reality. It's part of the nightmare that we have to live every day, that it's easier to deceive the masses than to convince them that they've been deceived. And the reason that should be unsettling to everybody is because masses of people really believe that you should be deprived of your AR-15 or your AK-47 or your high capacity magazine or your weapon of war or your stockpiling ammunition and firearms. What are you doing? Getting ready for a revolution? You trying to start a civil war? Yes, authorities. The guy next door to me has a large amount of firearms and ammunition, and I feel like he's a danger to himself and to others. Mr. Joe Red Flag Law Biden, Dan Red Flag Law Crenshaw, and Donald Trump are 4 red flag laws, which is basically Minority Report 2.0. You're guilty until proven innocent. Anybody can call in and say that you're a danger to yourself or others. They will come in and violate your Second Amendment rights. They will violate your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects. And they will come and hell yeah, they're going to take your AK-47. And she's saying when people are whispering in her ear saying that Beto's going to come for our guns, well, that's just fear mongering. Well, that's how people try to minimize the truth. It's just the truth. She wants to believe Beto O'Rourke, no matter what he says. Against all logic, against all intellect, against the historical record that all politicians do is lie, she's going to go ahead and be 100% on board with Beto O'Rourke. That's how easy it is to deceive the masses. And that's why it's easier to deceive the masses than to convince them that they've been deceived. You will never be able to convince this lady right here. She's already locked in. She's already drinking the Kool-Aid. She's already turned in her slip to the cult of personality, and she's already on her way to cementing herself into the cult of cognitive dissonance because she wants to believe that Beto's telling the truth and he wants to secure our Second Amendment rights. It's laughable. It's a joke. It's disturbing. It's terrifying. That's our world.